Hi Flosstube friends, this is Amber from Amber Noel Stitches. Today is February 3rd and this is my 19th Flosstube. So thank you for joining me. Welcome to the channel. Let's jump into it. So what have I added to my Stitchy world this week? So market is 4 weeks away. We've got a month. Things are starting to pop up all over social media. So you're seeing sneak peeks already. You already are going to know what's coming. This is not like the markets of the past where the shop owners would actually show up at market and for the first time see the items. It's all going to be old news by the time we get to market. But this is just the way it is. So in the next couple of weeks, I'll start showing you my favorites from everybody that I can't wait to come in. But I won't start that this week. So we'll start that next week. Let me know if you've got a favorite that you can't wait on. And we'll start getting the market excitement going. So, because it's fun. So the one thing I did technically add to my collection is just CrossStitch Spring Issue 2026. I think I have years and years and years of these. I'm glad they don't come out with one a month, but it just makes me so happy. I may have stitched a couple of things from here. I know that little turkey right there, he's from a Just CrossStitch magazine. I can't explain it. My kids are going to throw them away or burn them someday, but I love this magazine. It makes me very happy. So a lot of the stuff in there sometimes can, in my opinion, be a little old. There seems to be, but there's something for everybody. But things seem to have kind of turned to whatever that means. Yeah, insert the phrase. Turn to page, turn to corner, turn to channel. I don't know. Whatever. And it seems like things look a little bit more modern. Not so much stuff that we would have done 30 years ago. So I am super excited about this issue. If you you can always go to the last page, which you can. Don't we all need an Easy Comfort bra for 70% off? That makes it old right there, having those advertisements. But they got to advertise them somewhere, and I guess we are their demographic for hook and eye front bras. That's exciting. In sizes 12W to 44W. We're not even going to talk about that being our demographic. They're only $8.99 a piece, y'all. Anyway, there's always, if you were just at the grocery store or Walmart or Barn, whatever, the bookstores, and you just want to look in real quick to see if it's anything you would stitch, it's always on the back page. They show all the projects. So you can always just real quick look and scan it and go, nope, or oh my God, I need this edition, this issue, because I've got to stitch this one right here. And then two interesting things with this issue, page 25, if you will. At the bottom, we have a shout out to the Silver Needle in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So we've got our customers, we've got a whole bunch of our customers there, and that's exciting. So shout out to my shop, my local needlework shop, Silver Needle. And then, this is exciting. On the back are the spring Mill Hills. Oh, there's a glare. That are going to be released. We should be getting them at the shop soon. I believe they're going to be on the vinyl, so that's going to be interesting. And I'm excited to see. We'll get some of those stitched up pretty quick just to see what they look like so we can show some comparisons. But there's, a camping one, a koala, some billiards. What's that up there? Sardine can. Okay, birdhouse and a fishbowl. And then in the big ones, you've got more, what is that one called? See, they didn't put the names. So we get to name them. So this one is a truck with flowers and plants. And then we're gonna name this one. This one's like a San Francisco, what are those called? Streetcar. And then we've got a flower initial wreath. And then I believe we have a music store. And then we have a citrus drink. And then we have, oh, what are those called? They're not hydrangeas. They're called, go ahead, somebody, I'm so bad. Hyacinths? Did I hear you? Did I hear you through the internet world? I believe those are hyacinths. So anyway, there you go. Now you know what's coming for spring. Should be here anytime because it's February. Spring is a blink or two. But just CrossStitch magazine, if you're a subscriber, you should have already got it in your mail. Hopefully, fingers crossed. You know how my Christmas issue went. And so this always makes me happy. So that I've added. And maybe next week when I can digest it, I can show you anything that I really like. I just really quickly glanced. I didn't actually dive in. So, yay. I don't have anything else that I have technically added to my collection. What have I fully finished? Okay. I told you last week to get on me if I hadn't fully finished anything. But I've made progress. I haven't fully finished anything, but I've made progress. I have made progress towards fully finishing. Okay, so we'll start with Santa wreath because it's not as complicated. I'm still working on Christmas, y'all. Okay, so she did, so I've got my wreath laced, okay? Laced with my round. I laced it once, took it in, Mona looked at it, and I had too much space here. So she said, nope, pull it in some more. So I've now got Santa laced. He's maybe a little crooked, but we don't look that closely. And then I've got my piece that I bought at Hobby Lobby that I'm going to pop him on. And then on here, she did vintage palms from Lady Dot. And I don't have any vintage palms. Mona and I are going to discuss this in depth tomorrow at work. I have white palms, which I could put in some tea or coffee. I have red palms. I have two different, I have these, but they're not really palms. And I think that's too bright. Go ahead, agree with me. That's too bright. It's too bright. Well, let me put it the way it would actually go. I think it's too bright. Just hang tight. And this isn't really palms, it's kind of like loops. But I don't like it. I think it looks, I don't know. I don't know. And then I've got palms that are red. I don't know why I'm stuck on red. I probably shouldn't be stuck on red. I don't have anything in green. I looked in my little bucket. So that's the red palms. And then I've got red brick rack. Still think it's too bright. So what I'm probably going to do is I will do cording with the DMCs, probably a red and a green and maybe the cream or maybe the gold. We'll do a cord and probably put that on there. So I've got the lacing done. So steps, baby steps. Spooker will be done. So other than that, I have got my drum top laced. Boom. So I think that looks pretty good. I love it. So this is Chantel's drum, Teresa Kogut's drum, Chantel's wood kit. This will be released at market in a month. So if you weren't able to get the whole kit, the chart will be released at market. I think it's going to be a while before Chantel can get the wood pieces done. But tonight, she's doing a live YouTube showing how to put it all together as painted and to finish it off. So I started painting yesterday. but I'm gonna wait till tonight, impatiently waiting till tonight. So here's the bottom and the top of my drum. Okay, I've got, I've got them painted navy. And then I've got my red pieces painted and my white pieces painted. And then I know I'm supposed to distress them with brown, so I'm gonna wait for her video for that. And I've got the 2 little balls done. I need to probably touch them up just a little bit. I used chopsticks because I wanted to paint them, but I didn't. There are sticks. What's the handle of a drumstick? Stick? I just answered my own stupid question, didn't I? That's funny. But I didn't want to get blue on it, so I used a chopstick. So I've got these painted, I've got the tops painted, I've got the sides painted. So hopefully I can get this little bugger. It'll just be lacing it, putting it together, gluing it. I've got to do the cord on the DMC, and then we'll be good to go, and we'll have our drum done. That's the plan. So I feel like I've got all my steps ready for Chantel to come out with her video tonight, and then I should be able to pop that drum together. Yeah, just in no time, right? Just poof. Yeah, so those are the 2 things that I have worked really hard on this week to get myself done. I'm not a natural, comfortable finisher. You've watched my videos. You've seen me say that a whole bunch of times. If you're new, I'm not a comfortable finisher, so I really struggle and I worry and I overthink and so I've got those laced. I'm ready to go. I'm gonna get some Mona expertise tomorrow and then Chantel expertise tonight, and I should be able to knock these out. So fingers crossed, I will have these to show you in full finished form next week. So yay. What have I stitched on? Okay, so if you know, Mona is doing 3 finishing classes. She's got, at the Silver Needle, she has a 2-day finishing class, a Friday, Saturday, that's gonna happen in April. It's almost booked. I don't think there's any, I don't know. There might be 1 spot, 2 if you beg her and say you're gonna buy her Diet Coke. But I think it's pretty full. But she's also does a half-day finishing class in July on a Wednesday and on a Thursday that lead up to our summer events. So those are happening. So she tries to find free charts, and then she finishes them in a manner that is something that the class wants, a technique they want to learn. And so we came up with this from Doreen Jones. It's called Bird and Flowers. We found it on her website or Pinterest. I can't remember. You've heard me talk about Doreen Jones before. I'm not going to go into that, but she's amazing. So I did these. So these are the same thing. Whoops. Get them in the camera, Amber. They're both stitched on 28 count over 2. Oh, Lord. Do you think I could do this? Anyway, crooked. I know. Turn your head. Just everybody lean. There we go. No. Isn't that adorable? See, you can even tell real low. Maybe. So Mona is going to finish these in a box, and this is going to be on the front. So she has some fabulous fabric. So I did it twice so that way that one of them she could go ahead and finish so she can show the attendees, this is what your finished project is going to look like. And then I did this one, the other one, so that way she could use this in the class to put the project together. I can use words. I don't know why. So I got those both done for Miss Mona. I will get them to her tomorrow, and she can start working her magic and make one into a box, and then have the other one on hand for the class. So I did those for her. So those are my fully finished. I will not be finishing them. Go ahead, say a sigh of relief. Mona will be finishing them, so they'll be beautiful. Beautiful. And so those I've stitched, check and done. Now, what do I have that I'm working on? Okay, so I've got two things. I pulled this one out. This was one of my works in progress that I've had going on for a while. And I had only gotten like the top little bitty corner done, but I have decided this one is going to get done this year if it's the end of me. So I've got some brown. I know my colors. I've got some of the blue. I'm trying to make the star grid and pay attention to that. And then I will put the white stars in there, and then I will keep going. So you will be seeing more of this, I promise you. By the end of this year, I plan on having this little booger done. So this is one of my whips that I've been working on this week after I finished with the bird and flowers. Now, let's talk about Miss Jeanette and her Patriotic sampler. Now, if you follow Jeanette on social media, you will know that this is being released at market in a month. The chart and the silks. Yeah, go ahead, squeal. I squealed. This is amazing. So, I have some done. I'm working right now on the bottom letters, the hope and promise of the land of the free. So I'm working on the flowers at the bottom. And then pretty much what I have to do at that point is I've got specialty stitches in the banner, specialty stitches in the flag, specialty stitches in the banner. So what I'm going to do, because we're all going to be stitching this starting in a month, is I will start doing some videos with this to help with the specialty stitches, and do them on this with some yarn. One, for me as a practice, and two, to help you be able to do it in person too, because sometimes it just helps, even though she has fabulous instructions, sometimes it helps to just sit there and look at, okay, I'm going to do this to this and this to this, and we can do this. We can do this. But this will be released in a month for the world. Woo! So exciting. So stay tuned, and we will get these specialty stitches. We'll conquer them. We're going to conquer them. It's going to be fine. We're going to be able to do it. So those are the two things that I am stitching on right now, unless Mona throws something else at me, and I'm always willing to help, you know, always. And she'll finish it, and it'll be amazing. And she took home my winter Quaker, and so I should be able to show that to you, if not next week, the following week. It's going to look so much better than I could have ever finished it. So, and then I've got other Quakers I've got to do, and I'm just going to give them to her and let her finish them, because this is what my Quakers look like. Where's the, I have a Patriotic one. See, right there. This one didn't even get any love. He just got thrown in a frame. He's just boring. I may have to give this to her to fancy him up. I don't know. But that's what's going on. And if you saw, Primrose Cottage is coming out with beach themed Quaker rules. I'll post a picture here right now. I mean, amazing. So we cannot wait for those to be released. They should be released, I think, February 14th, 16th, 19th. A February with a 10th in the date is when the Primrose Cottage are going to release them. It will be, it's not part of market. They're not attending market. And so pay attention because, again, I'm a beach lover. I gotta have those and I gotta stitch them. So I will definitely be doing some of those. So I've got One Nation. I have, okay. So lastly, I will leave you with this quote that I read this week and it really hit me pretty hard. Let me find it. It shouldn't be that hard to find it, should it? I'm sorry. I will probably, okay, here we go. When we understand that each day isn't one more day, but one less, we start giving more value to what truly matters. That one hit me hard this week. So I was watching Good Morning America. I don't know which, one of the morning shows this morning. And actually it was a Tulsa show. I take that back. It was a Tulsa morning show. And the owner of the company went and hiked Kilimanjaro. And he said that the newscaster was like, why did you decide to do this? Because you're not necessarily a young puppy. You're a little bit up in age. Nice way. And he said he went to a seminar, and at the seminar, they handed everybody a piece of paper. And on the piece of paper, there were 100 circles. And they said, okay, depending on how old you are, color in the number of circles for your age. So I think this guy was, maybe at the time he took the seminar, he was 59, maybe. He's now more than that. And they said, okay, how long do you think you're going to live? Guesstimate. In your family, predicted 85, 88. Parents, somewhere average that. Okay, mark all of the ones after that out. How many circles do you have in between where you're at and where you're predicting, guesstimating? And that's how many years you have left, and what are you going to do with them? And what adventures are you going to do? What have you always wanted to do? How are you going to fit that into those circles? And he hiked the Grand Canyon. He's hiked Kilimanjaro. He's now planning on running a New York Marathon and a Boston Marathon. And it was a way for him to figure out his goals. And I think that is very, that's some wisdom right there. That it's not one more day down, it's one less day. And how are we going to spend it truly valuing what we're doing with it? So I hope that you have a great week, and the Super Bowl's this weekend. If you have nothing else going on, go to the Silver Needle. We will be having a 20% off almost everything on the website. There's a couple of exclusions. You can get the details on the website, but it starts at 10 a.m. Saturday. Do not place an order before 10 a.m. Central Time on Saturday. And it will run until 4 p.m. Central Time on Sunday. So right about the time you need to go start fixing an appetizer, because you got to sit down and start watching the game at 5 or 5:15 whenever they start the national anthem. That's when the game starts for me, is the national anthem. And so if you've got nothing else going on Saturday afternoon all night long, if you're up at 2 a.m., you can't do anything, you're bored, 20% off. So we will be busy filling orders, but we will get through Super Bowl weekend. So I'm not a fan of either of the teams, so I'm just going to watch for commercials. So I hope you have a great week, and I will see you in the next Flosstube. Thanks.